Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Yardley, Pennsylvania.
We went to Talladega to do a little racing, about 500 miles. Our thoughts of embracing, speed around the old Beaton Junior and center home. The winner of Daytona, 20 other races, over $40 million. It's covered all the bases. A mountain of the man, a magician of it, tracking the chrome.
All right, nothing holding us back now to feel the need for speed.
All right, let's hit that first turn.
That's right. We got the first turn ready to go here. So.
Yeah.
No sense in waiting, right, Fred?
Nope, go for it.
Bring them on. I hear you're on with Fred. Go ahead.
Hey, good morning, Fred. Good
Hey,
morning,
Earl. How's it going?
Missed you last night,
guys.
Earl. We had
nice.
to fill in some time because we missed you last night.
Well, thank you. We were out in Pennsylvania last night visiting some friends.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's hot.
Well, let's see. Looking forward to a very good few weeks here. This is actually my catch-up time. The next couple weeks, doing things with the family, things around the house, catching up after a busy season at Wall Stadium, and getting ready for Turkey Derby. So. And, of course, staying busy with area auto racing news as well. So I was talking to Lenny Sammons yesterday, of course, when I'm down here at the area auto racing news office, and he said he enjoyed meeting you at Bridgeport a few weeks ago.
And Nick introduced me to him. That when we were down there doing some interviews, it was great to meet him. So,
Oh, that's great.
So
I tell you, it's yourself. I mean, you go back as I do, and area auto racing news is really the Bible of local racing, going back to when Len's dad, Len Sammons Jr., is actually his dad, founded the paper in 1963. And my dad and I were at Old Bridge Speedway on a race night in June 1963, the weekend that the first edition of the paper was published.
Wow.
And I recall the track announcer was Nat Kleinfield, talking on the microphone about the brand new racing publication based in Trenton, New Jersey, that it was just coming out. And it was 4 pages, and it was 25 cents. And my dad and I picked up a copy of it, and I actually have copies of the first edition in my archive.
Oh, nice.
And it's so neat to see the way that paper has developed, and it's really, as I say, the Bible of local racing, and established around the country and even internationally. People get it. So a lot of race fans in Canada, for example, get the paper.
Yeah.
So it's always good to see. I mentioned to Lenny, we were talking yesterday, you had mentioned that you have a copy right there in your waiting room at the business.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, not to make you sound old, but I think my dad was reading that first copy while I was being born in Helene Field Hospital back in 1964. Because he was not in the room, I'm sure. But he was probably in the waiting room reading the area auto racing news. We always had one laying around the house. Dad always had one laying around the house. It was great. So just a little age humor there. But I do. I keep the area auto race after I read it. I put it out for the customers, and every once in a while I'll see a customer, male, female, whoever, they pick it up because, and they're like, "Wow, this is really cool." So hopefully we pick up some subscribers from there, because you don't have to get a paper, you can do it online, and you can read it online, because there's a lot of information in that book. I mean, it takes me a good, I sit down on Sunday and on my deck with a cup of coffee, and then I read it. And it's a good couple of hours if you take in all the information. It's great. It's great.
It's interesting the way you put that, the way you read it. I talk to a lot of race fans who get the paper that they do the same thing. They say it's a coffee or whatever beverage you're enjoying type of paper that you can just sit down, relax, whenever you want to do it, and just peruse through it. You mentioned the papers online. Of course, people can get the paper online on their computer first thing Tuesday morning and still get the hard copy, printed version delivered to their house. And there's people who enjoy getting the paper online. They'll call it up on the computer first thing and just scan through it on the computer, look at the headlines, maybe a story or two, just to get an idea what's in there. And they want to get the actual hard copy paper delivered, including a lot of young readers who
Yeah.
are very much into everything on computer, but they still want to get the paper. And what's neat to hear is that a lot of folks, especially racers, they still like to get the paper and still make like an old-fashioned scrapbook. Actually, take the hard copy of their win or something significant and put it either on file or in some sort of a book as a permanent copy of their success. So that's what kind of makes it neat. It's old school and it's very relevant today.
Yeah, I remember cutting out articles about Billy Osmond or Stan Plosky and putting them in my scrapbook. Yeah. I don't know if my dad still got my scrapbook down in Ohio.
Wouldn't that be neat to see?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Still had that?
Yeah, like 73, 74, back when I was a kid, heavy into it. And, so, there's nothing wrong with the paper versions. I love them. So, there's a lot of information. And, and a lot of people look online and they'll just scan past a lot of, I don't care what's happening at BAPS or I don't care what's happening in Delaware, but there's actually some really good stuff going on down there they should not miss, and
Exactly.
Don't scroll past it, in the paper it's there and a word might catch it like, all right, oh, Billy Pouch was down in Georgetown last week or whatever, and it's like, oh man, look what's going on down there. Maybe I'll have to give it a shot next time. So, a lot of stuff going on in that paper. I love it. So.
Well, that's a very good example. You just mentioned Billy Pouch. And this involves Billy Pouch Sr. Several years ago, I picked up the phone. One day a call came into the newsroom, and I happened to grab it, and it was a subscriber renewing. They lived out in western Ohio, I believe it was, in that region. And we had a very nice chat. They were, renewing for a year. And same kind of thing. They had never been to this section of the country, but he always followed the racing through the paper out here. Mm-hmm. And he said every week he would get the paper, and he wanted to see what Billy Pouch did, where he won at, how he did. Mm-hmm. He'd never seen Billy race, but he always followed him through Area Auto Racing News. And so that was so neat. That was a good example. That someone who had never been to New Egypt or Bridgeport or even Flemington, but they knew all about Billy Pouch because of Area Auto Racing News.
Yes, and Area Auto Racing News has been touching people and racers, like you said, for 60 years, and I hope 60 more, because I don't see any lack of popularity in it.
No, that's it.
So,
and of course, our other activity is the Motorsports Show, which we've talked about, and the indoor racing series in the winter. So it's a year-round production with Area Auto Racing News. The office always stays busy.
Yeah, and that's I put that out this morning too. When doing this, it's like, okay, the actual racing season may be going down, but me, Nick, Kate, and Warren are all like geared up to carry this all the way through until when it fires up next year.
Oh, that's great.
So we got some good ideas, and we'll definitely be at Motorsports too, and I'll be bringing my car, and we're fixing it up. Mark was over last week and went over some things, and he's going to come over with me and maybe next week and get me familiar with a lot of the shifting and stuff. But I've been doing a lot of the cosmetic stuff. We saw the lettering, but a lot of the painting on the inside and touching up the frame and stuff that really doesn't need to be done, but it's just me. So I'm going to make it like a show car before I hit the track next year and start hitting dirt all over.
You have my cell phone number, so you'll have to take a picture and text it over to me.
Oh, absolutely.
Like to see what that car looks like. Yeah.
It came out really nice. Bruce Bowen did a great job of lettering this up.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I remember when Tom Sickler had it as the 130, so it'll be interesting to see what it looks like now.
Now it's the C141. I just ordered some shirts, racing shirts for myself.
Really? Okay.
To sell to customers, and we set up a Shopify. I almost said Spotify. Shopify account where people can order. I don't know how it works, but I somehow my buddy was telling me you should set up a Shopify for it. I'm like, what the heck's that? He's like, look, and then so I Googled it and I started looking. Evidently, I don't know who did it, but somebody set one up for me. I was sure it wasn't me. Yeah, because I don't know how that stuff goes. But I ended up finishing up the application and put the shirts out there. So they're for sale, and you can see the prices. All the sizes are available. It's got a nice, Bob Hilbert did the graphics and stuff on it and the printing. It's a nice burgundy shirt. I'll get you one.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's a picture of the coupe in there, all done up. It's the C141.
very nice.
I'm very happy with how it came out. So I'll send you a picture of that too.
Oh, terrific.
So
well, you mentioned Bob Hilbert. Again, he's been a big part of course, local racing for years, and he's always at the motorsports show. He always has a very nice display with all his various shirts, and has race cars in his booth there at the show. So you guys will be right at home.
Yeah, I think we're going to be next to each other. I know he gets according to Nick and Kate, he gets the first one as soon as you walk in, and I think we're 2 or 3 down. So
oh, excellent.
Yeah, so I think we're in the same row. But yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, you're in a really good spot because you'll be right near where Pocono Raceway is, for example, Norwegia, Bridgeport. They're all in that same area, so you'll have a perfect spot there.
Well, you can look it up because I went through you, so it's 116 spot. 116.
Oh yeah, okay.
So yeah.
In our matter of fact, our press and media center that my wife Pam and I coordinate for the show, for all the media members that attend. That's right around the corner, right near the main entrance. So we're right nearby. So you'll be able to meet a lot of the media members there as well.
Awesome, and they can meet us as well. So,
yes, absolutely.
Nick will be there, and he'll make sure that everybody knows Nick's there.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Nick.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, we love it. I can't wait to be there. Kate's got a table, cover all set up, and she's ready with everything, and just a good setup we have going on, and we're going to keep the racing going all year long. So.
Oh, that's terrific.
So, last night we broke out the Facebook Live on here. So Nick had it on his Facebook Live, and we had a buzzing going through the phone. So we found a filter that we're going to use when we plug
need a mechanic on that.
No, you don't want me on. You don't want me on that. No. I can fix cars. I can fix planes. I can't fix this electronic crap.
You want me on that wall? Okay.
So
there you go, Jim.
So.
Have you noticed, Fred? Have you gotten feedback from folks like listeners from far away? I know the one day. Joe Zalessa called in from North Carolina. Have you heard from a lot of folks from way out of the area who have picked it up on Facebook or through the computer?
I haven't seen them. If they did, I didn't catch on to it, but I know Nick had some on Facebook Live last night all over the country.
That's wonderful.
Yeah,
excellent.
So our show is really taking off. We're looking for sponsors. We want to take you with us on this ride.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I'm putting.
It's America's mechanic.
I'm putting myself out there for it, and it's actually paying off, for me in spades. But we want to open it up to other sponsors, whoever wants to join us, to help us promote racing. Not just offset the cost that I pay, but now we want to promote the racing and expand on what we're doing. So we need sponsors to do that because not all of it's going to fall on Fred. So
right.
But yeah, so what you got a drift going on this week, don't you? Down at Wall?
Sorry, Wall Stadium?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Well, I'm not involved in the drifting side of it. So if there is one scheduled, I'm not aware of it. That could be something from one of the rescheduled rainouts during the season. So
yeah, I think Kate had it on our thing last night, and we talked about it last night. I said there's a drift going on.
Oh, okay.
Drift contest going down a Wall. So
that's good.
Maybe you can verify that. So, but if there is, I hope everybody's down there drifting all day long, staying off the Philadelphia streets.
Yeah, this is a ideal weekend for that, and of course for New Egypt as well, and for Middletown, New York, Orange County First Speedway for the Eastern States race. Quick mention of New Egypt there, honoring 2 great gentlemen this weekend. John Schmidlin, the number 747 car owner who passed away in 2019, and sadly Joey LaCourie, the general manager who died so suddenly this past summer. And they're both going to be honored as part of the Legends of the Fall Friday and Saturday. So really nice to see them, getting their just due and being recognized by racers and fans.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time down there on Saturday. We're not gonna go down Friday. I was gonna take my car down on Friday, but it's just not ready yet. So, because they actually added vintage racing down there. I'm not ready to race by any means, but I was gonna take it down and show. But I'm not. My car's not ready for that. So we're gonna save it up for next year.
Oh, very good.
So
good.
All right, well, I think we're gonna have Nick calling in here soon.
Very good.
And
tell Nick I said hello. It's always good talking to you guys. It was nice hearing from Mark April this morning, and that's very, very good words about Fletcher's Automotive there. So,
Yep, we do what we can.
He's on a roll.
You guys. All right, gentlemen.
All right, Earl.
Thank you, Earl.
All right.
Great talking to you both, and have a great weekend, all right?
Talk
You
to you
bet.
next week.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go. Mr. Smooth over there.
I love
Yeah. Could spend a million years in broadcasting, right? So, he's good. I mean,
Yeah.
well prepared, and he just can deliver.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
he's the encyclopedia of racing.
yeah. And doesn't go. And he's kind of modest about stuff like that.
Very low key.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I love talking to Earl, whether I'm with him or on the phone.
yeah.
So-
Okay.
So he's just one of those guys that you just love to talk to and get information out of. Same as Mark. And
Yeah.
Mark, I talk with Mark. It's like we've known each other when maybe we kind of have known each other for all these years,
Yeah.
and we just have a conversation that goes right off there.
All right, it's that time. Bring them on.
Bring 'em on.
Part of the convoy. There you go, my man.
Well, I have to thank you, Mr. Foxwell. You saved me from a beat down over here this morning.
All right. That's a Big Ten fur out there.
Absolutely, there, Rubber Duck. We
Yeah,
got it
man.
done, and
Let them
You know-
truckers roll. Yeah.
You saved me today. So, I told him I can wave my magic wand, and Mr. Foxwell and Joe LeCompte will take care of me
Absolutely.
over there at WBCB. So,
You've got the
but,
influence. You got
I
the,
remember when that song came out, my mom wouldn't let me listen to it because she thought there was bad words in it.
oh, is that right?
So I bought a 45 and played it at my friend's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Now, you guys were talking about scrapbooks, and Mark's mother, when Mark and my brother raced together, Mark owned the car and my brother drove it. Mark's mom made scrapbooks of all my brother's progress when he drove for Mark. Every paper clipping, every finish, what happened to the car, why it happened. And my brother has these scrapbooks from year to year that Mark's mom made. And I think maybe the next time I go to the track, I'm going to bring one of them and let Mark see it. Because his mom took the time to make these scrapbooks for each year that my brother drove for Mark. And it's pretty unique. And a lot
That's
of the
awesome.
clippings came from Area Auto Racing News. And, yeah, pretty neat that you brought that up. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy because Mark's mom spent a lot of time making scrapbooks for my brother John, and at Christmas time she would give them to John as a Christmas present. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, pretty neat deal that you brought that up. But yeah, I mean, we had a good time last night. We had a buzzing problem with the Facebook Live, but I think I need a filter on my line that goes to my phone there, Mr. Foxwell. That'll take the buzzing out of the Facebook Live deal. But, I mean, they could go on YouTube and watch it, and it's crystal clear. I think maybe we may just go that avenue, take everybody, put the link on my Facebook page and let them just go to YouTube Live and watch it that way.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more crisper and clearer. And you get the same thing as you would on Facebook Live, but it's just so much better quality. You know what I mean?
Maybe that buzz you're getting was from something else. That, maybe, who knows?
Garage beer.
Yeah, it could happen. All right.
Yeah, I
yeah,
got a buzz from Garage beer.
Well, only sponsor. Yeah, good way to promote the sponsors.
I do. I got Garage beer all over my helmet, all over my car, in my fridge.
Oh man.
Exactly. So, but we're gonna go down to New Egypt this Saturday, and
Yeah.
we're gonna do what we do. I'm gonna go there and meet a whole lot of people. We got a lot of positive feedback last night. Got a lot of people can't wait to see me. I haven't been down there all year, so we're gonna go there and see some people that we used to hang out with, and they're anxious to see me. And I got to tell you, I'm pretty anxious to see them too. So,
And I'm
hopefully
anxious.
they'll-
I'm anxious to see the responance that you get down there.
Yeah. Nick's convoy.
I
huh?
am so stoked about that.
Nick's got his own convoy going.
Yeah.
Well, I want to go there, and hopefully they're going to let us do some interviews, and of course they're going to honor Mr. Smedlin, and I don't think Earl knew that they're going to honor Fred Bittner also. So the 305 series that Mark runs in, they're going to have a Fred Bittner memorial for Fred. Then they're going to honor Mr. Smedlin, and then they're going to honor Joey on Friday night. Of course, we're not going Friday night, but we're going Saturday. But I plan on doing some heat race interviews. I plan on doing some other interviews, maybe to feature winners after the fact at their trailers. But I think we're just going to do what we used to do and see how it goes, and hopefully they'll let us do that. I know the drivers and the fans have missed that. So we're going to turn back the clock a little bit and give them what they want.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being a part of this with you this weekend. So this is going to be great.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. I'm sure my niece is going to come. I'm sure, we're honoring some great people this weekend. So there's no need for anybody to stay home. They need to get out there and support New Egypt this weekend and support the great people that we lost. And, we'll see what happens. But, Fred, I appreciate what you do. I appreciate what you've done for me. I appreciate everybody at WBCB. I'm having a blast being there and going to the studio and hanging out. I can't wait to hang out with Mr. Foxwell.
Get your requests going, too, at the same time.
Yep, get to check that off my list. So,
Convoy.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, do what you do best. Finish out the show, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
All right. Thank you, Nick.
All right, we'll see you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye now. There you go. Well, it's just a little shy, but he's coming around.
Yeah. So. But that's what makes Nick Nick. And that's why everybody misses him down in New Egypt.
It is amazing. Between the two, you could have the odd couple between Earl and him, and the way they present themselves, but just equally as passionate about what they do and the business itself.
There's nothing wrong with different personalities.
No, not at all. I mean,
as long as we're all for racing, it's all good. So, we.
Interesting guys.
I actually took off of work Saturday, so I can.
Wow.
Usually I work till 1, but I think they're going to open the pits up earlier, so maybe Nick and I can head down a little earlier tomorrow and make the day of it and into the night with the Saturday races. I'm not going to. They actually have races tomorrow night, but I'm not going to be able to make that. And they were going to have vintage races last night, and. I'm just not ready to take my car down there, but next year I will be out there in full force.
While you're talking, it's just amazing. How does he work all this stuff in, being in his business and also being on, various charities and Relay for Life and everything? How do you work it all in? It's kind of amazing.
Number one, for the work part, I have a great staff.
Yeah.
They allow me to do that. If it wasn't for Joe, Rob, Dan, and Kelly, I'm not doing some of this stuff. Yeah. But they're there and handling things for me, and
if you can delegate, that's an advantage.
They jump right on it for me, and they know that what I'm doing out here also keeps the business flowing.
Right.
Keeping the name out there, being a part of the charities. I would be a part of the charities whether it was by myself or not. But
you were
the Relay
before.
for Life. Being a part of the community and. Doing what I do keeps the work flowing, keeps the name out there. When it's time for me to retire and those guys want to take over the business, it should be seamless.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows them now as well, and they all have the same business philosophy as I do. And it's just, it's a good situation right now for that, and it allows me to have my time. I did stop being on the committee of Relay for Life. I do still have my team, but I'm kind of like a consigliere.
Consigliere, yes, that's right.
Because they still call me, and I'm like,
that's true.
Because I'm sure I'll still set up with Pat Dion Beverages and stuff, because he's always been a big supporter of us and the Relay for Life and Fletcher's Garage. Yep. So. We will keep up going that way, but I'm not going to be as active as I was. Plus, I also need a younger generation to get more involved. I don't want to hog up a spot if there's somebody that's in their 20s or something like I was.
Well, make way for the next wave, and also recruit people who are like-minded that feel commitment toward it, and groom them for for future.
Yeah, and it's the same as racing. We're trying to get.
You're like Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, we're trying to keep the rate. Yeah, we don't want any gaps in the racing generations either. So, and we were on last night and listening to Nick talk with all the people that he talked to and talked about. It's like this racing is, and I guess it could be said about other things too, but for racing, it seems to be such a family and generational thing. Like a couple of the callers we had yesterday, they're like third, fourth generation racers, and one was 14 years old, and he just came out of TQ, quarter midgets and whatever, and he's running. I ran go-karts when I was a kid, and it's just you see in second, third generations. I went from when I got out of racing for a while and I got back into it. I was watching and it's like, oh, Billy Osmond's out there. I'm like, oh, cool. I haven't seen Billy in 30 years. I go out there and it turns out it's his grandson.
Yeah, you see it on TV.
This is great.
You see it on TV. There's a lot of racing shows, and the dynamic is, from the Jeff Gordon who looked like Speed Racer all the time. It's moved on, but there's a lot of shows, a lot of races, a lot of places that they can go to watch.
I mean, not so much local. You'll see a lot of NASCAR races.
Yeah.
There's only a couple channels that'll run the local stuff, and actually out Midwest, like MAV TV or Motorsports Network, they'll have some of the late models and sometimes B mods out there. But I was like, and being in the stands and watching families interact there. It's like, we always talk about Dom Antonelli's family. He's got like 12 people down there, and I see like fathers, sons, grandfathers, and grandsons all out there, or granddaughters.
They got the bug. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I took my grandson. It was a little cold, so he didn't he didn't embrace it as well as you said. But he actually stopped by the other day with my wife, and stuck his head out. He goes, "Hey, Pop, I hear you have a Porsche here." So evidently, I think he's getting into cars. I said, "Yeah, I got a Porsche here."
Yeah.
But here, why don't you check out my race car? So,
there you go. Yeah.
But so,
you never know. You expose them to something, and it could be a lifetime thing.
But even like in the pits, like Scarpati family, they're all still together. They're second, third generations. Melissa's driving sometimes now, and that's John Scarpati Sr.'s granddaughter. I see the generations of Plosky's.
Like John Force,
right? Stan Plosky's grandson's running wingless sprints. John Force and the drag racing.
His daughters are in. His daughters are up to hip deep on this stuff. They love it.
Yeah. I mean that's the family business. Pouches, the Billy Pouch Sr., Jr. runs still hard now. Billy the Third, BP3's running slingshots and TQs, and he's doing well. And we just I like seeing the families all being together and interacting and having something other than just sitting in front of the tube.
Yeah, something they feel passionate about. I guess there's a certain thrill to it in the moment kind of thing.
And if I can get my grandson down there when Nick's down in New Egypt with us, and he can take people around, and take us around on the golf cart, and maybe my grandson will get more into it, kind of like I did when I used to cruise the pits with my dad after the races and get autographs and talking to the drivers and people that we thought were gods. So, and that's what our goal is here. We're going to keep the racing alive throughout the off season and keep everybody's interest in there. Kate's got a good plan, and Nick and I are going with that, and I think we should be okay.
Nice.
This is a good start. So.
Yeah, and possibly down the line you might find some drivers as guests and something.
We've had a few drivers as guests Wednesday. They're all at work on Thursday. I guess. But on their way home from work on Wednesday night, that's one reason why we picked
the wide open
Wednesday as
dovetail to the next day.
Yeah, people are done work. And a lot of the guys that are driving trucks and stuff are done work by then, and they can get on there and talk with us. Yeah,
give you more opportunity to do those kind of things. So
I mean, we're starting to get out into different avenues, not just radio, but we're doing all kinds of stuff. Radio is our bread and butter right now. But like Nick said, you can go on our YouTube and you can go on Facebook.
Yeah.
And any way we can get the notification and
get the word out
for racing, and that's what that's our plan, and that's our drive.
Because you feel the need.
Yep.
For speed.
I feel the need.
That's right. So got it rolling, and we got the Halloween edition next week. Anything going on there? Trick or treat?
I'll think of something.
Okay.
There's enough scary stuff out there.
Boy, ain't that the truth. But hey, at 9 o'clock, the hour.
The hour.
We go under the hood with America's Mechanic, and then we ramp it up with the Need for Speed.
All right.
It's a nice combination there, Milner.
That's how it works.
That's right, here on WBCB, 1490 AM, 107.3 FM. Thanks for listening.